Southwest of Jerusalem's ancient walls lies a ravine that has haunted human consciousness for 3,000 years. A place so steeped in horror that its very name became synonymous with eternal damnation. The Greeks called it Gehenna. The Hebrews knew it as Gehinnom, the Valley of the Son of Hinnom. But what transformed this geographical location into history's most terrifying metaphor for judgment? Let's paint a picture. The year is approximately 700 BC. In the shadows of this valley, fires burn day and night. The air fills with screams, the screams of children. Kings Ahaz and Manasseh worship here, sacrificing their own sons according to 2 Chronicles 28, 3 and 33, 6. This is the worship of Molech. Molech in Greek was a Canaanite deity associated with child sacrifice. The Hebrew Bible explicitly condemns this. Leviticus 18 verse 21 commands, "Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Molech." Medieval rabbinical sources described a bronze statue with outstretched arms, heated until glowing, with drums pounding to drown out screams. Modern scholars believe these descriptions combined Hebrew sources with Greek accounts of Carthaginian practices. Now let's head to the Book of 2 Kings. Chapter 23, verse 10 states when King Josiah finally ended it. "And he defiled Topheth, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire to Molech." But here's what will shock you. Symbols connected to ancient sacrifice never truly disappeared. Fast forward to 1872, California's redwood forests. The Bohemian Club is founded in San Francisco, soon dominated by powerful businessmen and politicians. Every July, members gather at Bohemian Grove for a 2-week retreat. They perform the cremation of care ceremony, established in 1881. This is done before a 40-foot concrete owl statue. The ceremony uses dramatic music, pyrotechnics, and for years featured Walter Cronkite's voice as the owl. The owl officially represents Minerva, Roman goddess of wisdom, yet the imagery unsettles: fire, robed figures, a massive statue, ancient echoes in modern ritual. But I digress. To understand Gehenna's true significance, we must go further back, before Jerusalem's kings. Before the Bible was compiled, we must turn to the prophet Enoch. Enoch walked with God when fallen angels corrupted humanity. In the Book of Enoch, chapters 52 through 54, Enoch receives a vision of judgment. He sees instruments of punishment prepared. He sees a deep valley with burning fire. He sees kings and the powerful cast into flames. In chapter 54, verses 5 and 6, it states, "These are being prepared for the hosts of Azazel, so that they may take them and throw them into the lowest part of hell. Michael and Gabriel, Raphael and Phanuel, will take hold of them on that great day and throw them into the furnace of burning fire, so that the Lord of spirits may take vengeance on them for their iniquity, in that they became servants of Satan and led astray those who dwell upon the dry ground." Enoch never uses the word Gehenna because it didn't exist yet as a term, but he describes the same place, a fiery valley prepared for rebellious angels called the Watchers, as well as for corrupt earthly kings who followed their path. This wasn't just geography. Gehenna was becoming cosmic truth. The valley witnessed unspeakable evil: child sacrifice, demon worship, blood-soaked altars. After King Josiah's reforms around 621 BC, the Jews turned Gehenna into Jerusalem's garbage dump, where waste, dead animals, and criminals' bodies were thrown into perpetual flames. The fires never stopped. The smoke never stopped. The stench of death never left. And then, 7 centuries after Josiah, A.A. Carpenter's son from Nazareth began teaching in Jerusalem. His name was Jesus. When he spoke of judgment, of eternal consequence, of the fate awaiting those who reject truth, he used one word more than any other, 11 times in the Gospels: Gehenna. In Matthew, Jesus warns, "Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in Gehenna." Matthew chapter 5, verse 29 reads, "And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee, for it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell." Into Gehenna. Jesus wasn't speaking metaphorically about a garbage dump. He invoked the full weight of that valley's history, the rebellious angels Enoch saw in visions, the child-sacrificing kings, the perpetual fire, the place where choices turned to ash. Jesus used Gehenna 11 times in the Gospels. Each time he pointed to the same truth: choices have eternal echoes. The valley where children were sacrificed to Molech became the ultimate symbol of self-destruction, of trading eternal truth for temporal power, of choosing darkness when light was offered freely. But here's what makes Gehenna truly terrifying and truly profound. It wasn't God's first choice. It was humanity's. The rebellious watchers in Enoch's vision chose to abandon heaven. The kings of Judah chose to sacrifice their children rather than trust God. The religious leaders of Jesus chose tradition over transformation. Gehenna teaches us that some places become more than geography. They become testaments to the gravity of choice. The valley didn't create the judgment. The choices made within it did. Today, if you visit the Valley of Hinnom in Jerusalem, you'll find a peaceful park. Families picnic where altars once burned. Children play where children once died. A suspension bridge now spans the valley, connecting Mount Zion to the modern city. The fires are gone. The screams are silent, but the warning remains. The Book of Enoch promised, "To the blessed and righteous he shall grant peace and shall preserve the elect." This wasn't about geographical location, it was about spiritual position. The same valley that represented ultimate judgment also represented ultimate choice, heaven and hell, light and darkness, truth and deception. Their directions chosen with every decision, every thought, every moment were alive. The ancient Jews had a saying. The mouth of Gehenna was opened at the foundation of the world. They understood something. The capacity for eternal separation from goodness, truth, and light was not created by God's judgment. It was created by human choice, going back to Eden itself. Molech didn't force parents to sacrifice their children. He simply gave permission to their darkest impulses. The rebellious watchers were never cast down until they chose corruption. Gehenna's fires consumed only what was already chosen to be consumed. Jesus stood on hills overlooking that valley and saw what Enoch had seen centuries before. The same flames that purify can also destroy, depending on what we bring to them. Judgment is not arbitrary divine wrath. It's the natural consequence of choices echoing into eternity. 2 Kings records that Josiah defiled Topheth, making it unclean, but he could not erase what happened there. The blood of innocents had soaked into that soil. The screams had penetrated those rocks. The valley itself became a witness, a memorial, a warning carved into the landscape of human history. And perhaps that's the point. Gehenna stands as humanity's reminder that choices matter, that evil is real, that judgment is inevitable, but redemption is possible. Because Jesus, who warned most sternly about Gehenna's fires, also died to ensure none would have to experience them. The Valley of the Son of Hinnom, where gods demanded children and kings complied, where prophets saw visions of eternal consequence, where garbage burned perpetually, where Jesus pointed and said, "Choose life." The valley is quiet now, but its message echoes still across 3,000 years, asking each of us the same question it asked the ancients. What fires are you feeding? What choices are echoing into your eternity? Gehenna awaits no answer. It simply stands patient and permanent as the place where all answers eventually arrive.